Hi there, it's Mr. Clark. Welcome to lesson 1.1.1, the basics of rhythmic notation. So, the subject is music theory, so we're talking about music. And music can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I think a good general purpose definition for this point, though, would be organized sound. And one characteristic of sounds is that they happen in time. Sounds have a beginning, they have an end. Some sounds might have a clearer beginning or end than others, but all this exists in time. And rhythm is the aspect of music that deals with time. Before we deal with any actual music, because this is music theory, we're going to look at some ways that we can notate time. So in order to notate time, we typically look at it horizontally, going from left to right. There's nothing actually notated here. These are just some containers. You have each of these containers is called a measure or a bar. Those are synonymous. And they're separated by these vertical lines, which, logically enough, are called bar lines. At the end of a piece of music, you have this symbol called a final bar line, where you have a thin and then a thick line. Every piece of music that we are dealing with in this semester is going to end with a final bar line. As you get into older music and also newer music, that isn't always the case, but this is a fairly standard sort of thing. Here at the beginning, we have two numbers on top of each other. This might look like a fraction. It is not a fraction. It is called a time signature. And again, most music has time signatures. And all the information that it gives you is it tells you how many, the top number, of what kind of note we're dealing with. So, because the 4 is on the bottom, it's called a quarter note. You don't know what a quarter note is yet, potentially. That's fine. All you need to know is that 2 of them will fit in each of these measures. Great. So, for instance, if you have, say, 6/8, then 6/8 notes would fit in a measure. If you have something like 7.5/15, then you would have 7.5/15 notes can fit in a measure. Why you would want to do that, I'm not entirely sure, but if you wanted to, you could. And you could even do something like 100 over a star. That's a terrible star. That's fine. All this would mean is that 100 star notes would fit in a measure. You don't know what star notes are, that's fine. I don't either. But the fact is, if you have that time signature, then 100 of them will fit in a measure. So that's all we're dealing with right now, just the containers to put rhythmic notation in, and we'll deal with actual rhythms next time.